I've done some rearranging. You can see the lathe is sitting this way now. It used to be across over there where the cabinet is, and I just got tired of being crowded because that cabinet was sitting over this way and the lathe sat across here, and I kept hitting the corner of this cabinet. I was like, well, I'm tired of that, so decided to make some rearranging and made myself a little smaller tool caddy here that spins, which is very, very nice. And I got one side that's open. I can put chuck and face plates and jam chucks and whatnot in, and then when it's in use, I have whichever side the tools I need facing me, and nothing can get into I don't fill the inside with chips. So this works out rather nicely. It's also actually bolted with a piece of angle iron to the floor, and then the angle iron has a pipe welded to it that sticks up into this pipe. This pipe has a metal cap on it, and the pipe inside has a washer on top with a carriage bolt stuck in it with a rounded head. So this sits on there and pivots just nice as can be on top of that carriage bolt. So that's a very nice thing. I also added a 4-foot by 4-foot piece of pegboard, so I have places for all of my tool rests and little saw and stuff, some of the longer boring bars, and of course all the other knickknacks that I use. I got my charging station for my drills, and then the drills hang up there, and one of them is somewhere else in the shop at the moment. My grinder and my Dremel tool over here. So really enjoying it too. I've turned a couple of projects. This is today's project, or at least one of them. I'm actually going to do something a little different today. Rather than doing one piece all the way through, and actually I don't have a good history of getting all the way through them, do I? But anyway, because I do a lot of green stuff, so it has to dry before I can finish them. So one of these days I'll get back to, or get around to doing finishing videos for the pieces. But anyway, I also had to move the camera crane, so it's extended out here at the moment. I'm handheld at the moment, so. But this is where it sits. I had modified my steady rest with metal wheels, and these are aluminum, and of course they leave black rings on the project that I'm working on. So when you put aluminum up to any kind of a wet wood, then the water and the aluminum react and it leaves a black ring on it. So didn't really like that. So I built this bad boy over here. I don't know how well you see it. There's not very good lighting over here. That might help. Anyway, this is the new steady rest, and this one has, they're actually idler pulleys, automotive idler pulleys as the wheels. So they're steel, and they roll really nice. So this should be nice. It's a big son of a gun. It weighs about 45, maybe 50 pounds, but there it goes up on there fairly easily. So that's what I'm going to be using today. My idea is this weekend I want to try and make 6 drums. That's a lot of turning. So what I'm going to do is put the camera on taking a frame every 3 seconds rather than every 1 second, which is my normal speed. Plays back at 15 or 15 and a half frames a second, something like that. So I'm going to put it on 1 frame every 3 seconds, and just go through, well, today's Saturday, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to try to do 3 drums today and 3 tomorrow. So this video will be just Saturday, and we'll see if I can get 3 done. Maybe I'll just get 2, but we'll find out, won't we? Alright, so when I come back I should be moving a little bit quicker. Alright, see you later. one of the downsides. Nice big rotted spot in the middle of the log. Didn't show from the outside at all. Yeah. That's a bummer. It's in there that far. And but it can keep going. So that log is no good. At least not for this. Bummer. Guess I start over. Go get a new log. Okay, so we're going to show you the new steady rest. There it is, big son of a gun. Here's the nice thing I did. That might be a bit much. Let's say it works. So after putting on and setting up the new steady rest, started using it for a few minutes. I thought I had the camera on, apparently I did not. Anyway, it was wobbling a lot. So I decided to go back to Old Faithful here, put it on here. It's still wobbling a lot. What's going on is this half of the drum is completely dry, or this half of the log is completely dry, and then this half is green. So this tree that we took down last weekend Still had some green and stuff on one side, and the other side at the base was all rotted out, which is why it had to come down, because it could fall down and hurt somebody or make a mess. Anyway, it was over at my dad's church, is where it was located, and we went over with the truck and took it down for him, and I figured out, you know, it was hackberry and it was somewhat spalted, so I figured, hey, you know, it'll make some great drums. Yeah, the problem is that this half of it weighs about, I don't know, I'd say the log started off at about 90 pounds or so. And right now I'd say I took probably 40 of it off. I'll bet this half of the drum, this lower half as you see it in the picture, is probably 3/4 of the weight of it. So it's just throwing itself around as it moves, and it causes this whole thing, even this see how rigid that is? It's in place. When I hit about 300 RPM, these points are moving probably a good 1/4 of an inch back and forth. And that's too much. That's a lot of stress on the metal in the lathe. So, I guess today's video is pretty much about the snags that I run into when I'm doing drums and the logs that fail. I got one that had a rotted spot in it. Can't do anything about that. I mean, I could fill it, but it would look nasty on the drum, so I got more logs. I'm not worried about that. The other things I run into is a half and half, and it just don't work. So needless to say, I'm not going to make my 6 drums this weekend, after all. I'm going to kick this one off the lathe. Basically, when this happens, I give it to Dad, and he cuts it up and makes other little things out of it. So, kind of a disappointment. Spalted hackberry looks really nice when it's done. So, oh well. There's a couple of losses. Not the first ones. Probably not the last ones. Guess I'm gonna have to go get another log. Again. Not my best day. So this one's maple, and the wood's a lot more stable than that other hackberry. does have one little flaw in here that I'm going to have to put it in, but since the skin's going to cover it up, as long as I use rock hard putty, and it fills it and levels it, so no big deal. Do that before I do the final turn on it. But yeah, that was a hell of a day. Let's see, started at 10 o'clock this morning. It's now 9 o'clock in the evening, so that took a long time for one drum. Oh well, maybe better luck tomorrow. Have a nice night, guys.